Oh, wow. Um, Hi. I hope this is working. Um,
I don't see anything on my end yet.
oh shoot. Can anybody see anything or hear me? Um,
Oh, now I can.
oh, okay. I got one yes. um, okay. Just trying to get everything situated. Uh, hello. Oh, hello. Eat like a student. Oh, yes. Hello.
Oh, that's Mark.
Uh, oh, Chuck. Hello. So we have 5 people in here. Oh, hello. um, yeah, I'm not. Oh, Avocado has joined us. um, yeah, Avocado can't really fit for the whole time. Um, yeah, I guess this is my first live stream, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But yeah, if anybody has any questions they want to ask, I might be able to answer them. Uh, like I should be able to, but yeah, keep them appropriate and that kind of thing. But yeah, anybody? This is awkward. um, yeah, I don't know. How was my day? My day was pretty good. Oh, how have you been? What's new? I've been doing all right. Getting ready to move on from my friends that I've been staying with for the summer. Um, that'll offer, a few new adventures, I think. And then um, gonna figure out about. Are you staying? Oh, yes, I'm staying with my friend Sharon and her family, and I have been since I got back to Southern Ontario, and I'll be here for a few more days at least. And yeah, I'll be gone before Labor Day, and then I'll be moving on, maybe staying with other people or some such. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing yet, uh, but yeah, then I'm gonna be getting the new vehicle. The goal is to get in there for the 1st of October. I just have to figure out the finances. um, yeah, does anybody have any questions about like vehicle living or car living or anything like that, or Ontario provincial parks, and if you have any favorite ones? Yes, I've camped at a few of them. Let's see, favorite one. Okay. Favorite provincial park. Okay. Well, I stayed at Lake Superior Provincial Park in 2021 when I made a trip out to the West Coast. And I got to stay for only a night, but that park is absolutely stunning. It's so gorgeous. It's right there on Lake Superior, and there's like a huge beach, and it's so beautiful. And the forest, like the campsites they're close enough, but like you have enough trees where it feels pretty private. Um, Algonquin is another one that's been pretty awesome. I've been with both my parents. Um, two different occasions. Sorry, there's more questions. I was just looking at them. Um, but yeah. Oh, the Pinery on Lake Huron. That's another provincial park that's really awesome. The sunsets are absolutely stunning. And there's like neat little rocks that wash up with the waves. They look like gemstones almost. It's pretty cool. Um, oh yes, Algonquin. Got to see the experience the wolf howl there. That was really cool because you go. They have them. I can't remember how often, but you go and you take your car, you park along the side of the highway, and everybody it stays quiet. And there's the people who do the wolf howls, and then you sit there and you wait. And then if the wolves are there, they will howl in response, and it is the most amazing sound. It was such a cool experience. But yeah, that's in Algonquin Provincial Park here in Ontario. Okay. Why did you start living in your car? Okay, so I started living out of my car June of last year, and it was partly because it was too expensive to stay in my apartment that I was in by myself. It was crazy. I was living in downtown Toronto uh, in a pretty awesome apartment, but I was just like, I can't afford this anymore. Plus, I didn't really want to be in the same place all the time, and I love to travel. And I've been watching, van life and people living in vehicles and stuff. So I'm like, well, why can't I do that? Because I had dabbled in it before with when I'd go to like concerts or visit people, that kind of thing. I'd be like, oh, I'll just sleep in the car. So I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the leap and, go full-time car living. So that's what I did June of last year. And then I've been mostly doing that other than the few times that I have stayed with people like my friend and her family right now. But yeah, that's, I hope that answers that question. What's my plans over the colder months, staying warm, etc. So I have, oh geez, I have a winter sleeping bag that I got at Cabela's, and it goes down to minus 28 Celsius, which I'm not sure what that is Fahrenheit. But it's that sleeping bag is so warm. Like, I cannot get over how warm that thing is. I also have a summer sleeping bag that I use, and then comforters, that kind of thing. And I've managed to be pretty toasty down to about minus 20. So anything below that, I'm not sure how much more layers I would have to use. But with the new to me vehicle that I'm going to be getting, I'm thinking I might be able to get a like Mr. Buddy heater and put that in there, and then I can use that to stay warm in the winter, and then I wouldn't have to leave Ontario. Because with the way the financial situation is, it'd be best for me to stay in one spot and, get that all figured out, and then be able to go off and do things in the warmer months next year. Okay. Have you had any scary situations while staying in your car? Scary situation. I don't think I have, actually. I'm trying to think. Because I've stayed in like Walmart parking lots and truck stops and camped at the Crownland camping spot. I don't think I have, actually. I've been consider myself pretty lucky for that, because there are people who have had scary experiences. But yeah, me, I've been okay, which I'm really glad, and I hope it stays that way. Fan lifers in the US seem to use Planet Fitness a lot. Oh, comparable gym in Canada, same one, Planet Fitness. You can use the gym, use the showers. Sometimes, depending on the location, they may not like if you're just going in to use the shower, because some van lifers, car dwellers, that kind of thing, they've had problems. For me, I'm like, I'd be using the gym and then the shower, so it's like they couldn't really complain, I would figure. And then there's Anytime Fitness is another chain gym that goes across most of Canada. That one is also pretty popular with van lifers and such up here. Do I plan on traveling the US or just Canada? I would love to get back down more into the US, because Greyhound used to have passes that you could buy. They were called Discovery passes, and you could buy them for a specific amount of time, and you could take the bus all over North America, like Canada, US, and Mexico. And I did that in 2011, and I went across Canada to the west, down the west coast, down along the bottom, up to Denver, and came back around Florida, and then up the eastern seaboard. And it was amazing, but I didn't get to really see everything I wanted to, or all the places for as long as I'd like. So I would love to, once I have either the vehicle I'm going to be getting or the next one after that, get down to the US and see a lot more, because there's a lot that I'd like to see again and see for the first time. Let's see. Have you looked into travel to the Atlantic provinces? Would you go there? Yes, I want to get back down east because I haven't been there since I was really little. I had planned to get out there last summer, but it didn't end up working out. I have friends down there that I would also like to see, and yeah, so the east coast of Canada, the Maritimes, that would be so awesome to do, because there's so many awesome places down there. I've watched other vehicle dwellers like take trips out there, and it's just like, oh man, like I want to go. And there's a couple of the provinces I haven't been to out there, and I'm like, there's a couple of the provinces I haven't been to out there, and I'm like, I need to get out there, like PEI and Newfoundland. I really need to get to see those. Let's see. How do you find places where it's okay to park your car and sleep? Well, I know that like Walmart, for instance, a lot of them do allow people to spend the night and move on the next day. There's a bunch that have been like, no, because of people who have abused the privilege of being able to stay in their parking lots by either staying too long or just trashing the place. And I've seen some myself. I've used iOverlander. That's given me some ideas for places to go. Actually, in Wawa, there used to be a spot at High Falls. I think I mentioned that in one of my videos, but if I didn't, I stayed up at High Falls in Wawa because it had a little parking lot and you could stay, and there was no problem. But I guess people caused problems because now it's no camping, no parking overnight kind of thing, which is too bad because it was a really beautiful spot. And then I'll Google things and see if I can figure out, anybody got any suggestions of where to sleep that's safe. Also, if you do like street parking, as long as you pay attention to the signs, you can find spots that you're allowed to park, because there's nothing saying no, you can't park. Or if it's like you can park overnight, make sure you're leaving by the time the sign says that you got to go. Do you plan on continuing with videos while waiting for your new car? I do. I'm not sure entirely what I'm going to do, just because like everything's still kind of up in the air as to what I'm doing for September. But I would like to keep making videos because I enjoy making YouTube videos. Like, this is pretty cool. And yeah, I'd like to keep things, at least somewhat consistent. I might only do one video a week. It depends. But yeah, I'll let everybody know and make sure that keep the flow of things going. What other creators do you like to watch on YouTube? Camping with Steve. That's one of the best. Steve's awesome. He's just so cool. He's just like wholesome personality and energy and everything. Like, he's so great. And he's had a couple of pretty sad things happen last year, losing people, but it's like, dude, you take the time you need and do whatever you got to do, put out videos when you can. But yeah, I would recommend him if you like camping in like stealth spots or that sort of thing. He's pretty cool. And he can be like so funny without even seeming like, I don't know if sometimes he knows like how funny he actually is. Some other people I watch, Van City Van Life, Chrome out in Vancouver Island, Emmy of the Cat Lady Van. She's pretty awesome. Her and Kelly and Get Up to Adventures and in their van. And I actually got to meet the two of them last year. Her and Chrome, they did a meet and greet here in Ontario, and I went to see them, and they were pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that you think my channel is awesome. My son wants to know, what are some of your favorite roadside attractions you have randomly come across? Well, one of them would be the mosquito man thing. It was so bizarre in Uppsala. I'm not sure how to say the place, but yeah, the giant mosquito with the fork and knife that was holding onto the window shop dummy man thing. So bizarre. But it was cool. It's like it makes sense. Canada's got plenty of mosquitoes and stuff. Randomly come across. I can't think. I mean, like there's roadside attractions that you kind of know about, or you do randomly see, like the center of Canada. That was pretty cool. There's a the Big Nickel in Sudbury is pretty awesome. I like to go see that. Another one was is it Priyanka egg in Vegreville, Alberta. That was pretty cool. It spins like slowly. Let's see. Would you travel with a pet? I've thought about it. Right now, not the most ideal. And with the car, I was like, no, there's not enough room. I do know there are people who do it. I was like, I don't feel like it's enough space. But maybe with a bigger vehicle, I've thought, I'm like, oh, get a dog. That would be pretty cool. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm, good and financially stable, and I've got everything all together before I would bring an animal along, because I would want to make sure that, my pet has everything that it needs, food, medical care, the vet bills and all that. So I miss seeing that egg this summer due to car trouble. You were bummed. Looks amazing. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty cool little egg. I think it actually plays some music too, if I remember correctly when I saw it. Actually, speaking of pets, come here, Squeaks. This is my friend's family's dog. This is Squeaks. Say hi, Squeaks. Bark, bark. Isn't she a cutie? I like to call her a fluffy cloud dog because she's white and fluffy. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so cute. Anyway, you're a good girl, Squeaks. Thank you for saying hello to everyone. You want to go back and check out what's going on. There you go. Good girl. Anyway, are you finding yourself a bit bored now that you're not traveling? Yes, actually, I am. Not entirely, but I love the road. I love being out there traveling, and even just when I'm not like constantly moving around or frequently, like I like just having the freedom of movement. Like, just okay, if I want to go somewhere for the day, I can just take off and then come back to where I've decided that my base is. But yeah, like anytime I take a significant trip, then the coming back, and if I'm not doing something immediately afterwards, it's like, what do I do with myself? And I've experienced that a number of times, and it's just like every time, like you're kind of like, what do I do now? It's like I'm not in a different place every day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back in a vehicle and getting back on the road, because that's the best. I love it. Any more? Did I miss anything? Don't know if I missed anything. Don't think I did. Any other things that anybody wants to know? I can't think of. Let's see. There's anything I could just think of myself. I don't know. I'm sorry. Dead air. Oh no. Oh, that was wild. Oh yes, the mosquito thing. Pretty crazy. Is all your family in Canada? Yeah. No. Maybe. The majority, yes. I have some distant relatives that I think live in. There's somebody in California, I think, and then there's. There was a cousin that was, I think, in Southeast Asia for a while. I'm not sure if they came back or not. But yeah, the family that I have left, because a lot of them have passed on. Yeah, they're here in Canada, mostly Ontario, and then I have some out west. Uh, let's see. What were some of your favorite places in the mountains? Oh man, all of it. No, the mountains, absolutely stunning. Uh, Moraine Lake's pretty amazing. Got to go with Sharon. We had oh my god, we had such a blast. The water is just so blue and like the color is unreal, and then like the mountain backdrop is just it's stunning. We had a really funny experience though when we went when we had lunch. I bought us some sandwiches, and we're sitting there at a table outside, and this little bird comes and flies over and lands on a chair sitting next to me, and I was like, oh hey birdie, aren't you cute? And then the thing flies at my face and grabs my sandwich and takes the meat out of it and takes off, and it was just like, what the heck just happened? And Sharon, laughed about it. I was laughing my butt off because it was hilarious. And then the little guy comes back and lands on the chair again. And Sharon was taking this video, and the bird comes and steals part of her sandwich too. And it was nuts. It was it was just so funny how it all went down. And yeah, it was a Canada Jay that had done the thievery, and apparently, yeah, they're big on that. it was so funny. But yeah, absolutely stunning place. If you get to go to like Moraine Lake, I highly suggest it. Another spot in the mountains. Well, to drive like the Icefields Parkway, oh man, like that entire stretch, it's worth it. It's so amazing. Like the whole thing, just do it right. Like Jasper all the way down. Like take it, and if you can, take a few days. Like if you can camp in the spots that you can, because it's absolutely mind blowing how beautiful it is out there. Yeah, that would be like the Rockies. Then yeah, just like going west to the coast. Any of the mountain stuff that way. It's like they're all amazing. I like taking Highway 3, the Crow's Nest Highway, through BC instead of taking the Coquihalla, just because you can go slower and it absorb everything a lot more. Let's see. Oh, I missed a whole bunch. Sorry. What state would you love to visit that you haven't? Oh, let's see. Utah for the nature. I know there's a lot of really neat national parks there, or at least there's stuff there that I want to see. Where else? It's gonna make. I'm not sure exactly where. I want to get to Yellowstone. I got close to it when I was traveling out to BC in the winter, but I didn't have the time or the money to be able to stop. And I think that's Wyoming, if I'm correct. So I'd like to go back there. I only did like a tiny little corner of Wyoming, so it would be cool to get back. So, I want to do the like New England states, because I haven't gotten to those. That would be cool, especially in the fall, because I've seen photos and heard that it's absolutely stunning. So that would be really cool. Nevada. I'd like to get to Nevada for some of the desert stuff, because I didn't get to that in 2011 when I did the Greyhound adventure. What's your plans if you're traveling and run into car problems and perhaps you don't have cell service? Well, my plans are to make sure that I have money socked away in an account. So I'm going to be doing my finances a little bit differently than prior trips when I go traveling a lot more. Because I did my trip coming back out to Ontario, I did get a flat tire, and that was a cost that I wasn't anticipating. Thankfully, that got taken care of. But I definitely want to throw some money into an account so I can pay for any unforeseen kind of events. And as for contacts without like self-service, I would like to get a like an inReach or one of those satellite communicating device things. But I haven't been too much out of self-service where I would have a real problem. I've tried to avoid that just because I knew that I didn't have a way to communicate. And if things go, keep going the way they're going, which like, bigger vehicle, having everything in place, I was thinking of, I could get like Starlink, and then of course you have communication anywhere in the world practically. So that would be good for keeping in touch. I was curious what you do for legal address for mail, driver's license, insurance. I would love to get out on the road someday, but not sure how to handle the legal address for license insurance. Where is it? There, I think it's UPS. They offer the option of having an address with them, and that works as like a legal address. That's an option you could use. Sometimes you can use like some like friend, family member that's your home base. You can use that. That's what I do. So yeah, like that would be I think a pretty easy solution. I'm not sure what the UPS option costs, but if you're planning on being around away, I think it would be a good idea. I think you mentioned at some point that you're planning to do Skip or Uber Eats. Is that still on the table? I would watch that, considering that myself. Yeah, Uber Eats. I used to do that last year, and I had been planning to do it out west in the winter, but it turns out I had the wrong information from the Uber Eats website. You can't just go wherever in your country and do Uber Eats, or at least in Canada. I'm not sure if it's different in the US. But yeah, I haven't gotten to do it again because of the car problems and everything, but I might look into doing it again with the new vehicle. I think things have changed since I last did Uber Eats, and I'm not sure if it's still worth doing because I've been reading that like people are not making as much, and they want you to do further trips just to get anything, and it's almost like it's not worth it. But I'm not entirely sure, but I'm definitely going to look into it to see if I can do it again, because it's nice to be able to just like, oh, I want to go pick up some food deliveries and get them to people, and whenever I feel like it, and I don't have to have a specific timed job. Let's see, what's one thing you miss the most when living on the road? Seeing different places. I love experiencing new places, even like some of the same ones, because things change, or it just has a different vibe, or I'm able to do more things depending on the moment. I really love just that seeing new stuff, and it could be like a city, or it could be somewhere in nature. Doesn't really matter. I just love to like get in a vehicle and go. And having a plan is great, but sometimes you're just like, oh, I think I want to head that way, and you're just like, just go. I just miss it so much. Oh man, I just think of all the different places I've been, and it's just like, man, like, can't believe we've done it. One of my favorite places I've been is oh man, I'm having a brain fart. Pacific Rim National Park and Reserve out on the west coast of Vancouver Island. That place absolutely blew my mind. There's the national park. There's a campground called Greenpoint. Absolutely stunning. That campground was the most beautiful place. You got like all the moss because it's rainforest, and like temperate rainforest, and the trees are old and just, oh my god. And it's pretty private with like the other sites. You don't see people as well, which is kind of surprising, but there's like the constant sound of the ocean. It's just, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And like you can go walk along the beach, and it's like the sand stretches forever and the water stretches forever. It's just, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Usually when I'm asked that question, I always say Ghostbusters, the original from the 80s. I also like Ghostbusters 2, even though that one, a lot of people are like, it's terrible. But that one I actually got to see in the theaters. So I'm kind of partial to that one. Clue, that's another movie. That's a good one. Oh, man, that movie's hilarious. With Tim Curry and everybody. Oh, man, love that one. Yeah, Ghostbusters. I've been meaning to see the newer ones because I haven't gotten around to it. Because I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I don't want to see the the new stuff. Some of them I'm like, but like when they do redo some things, it's like, oh, why not give it a check it out. Oh yes, the 80s are the best. Love the 80s. Miss them. Me too. I'm old too. not that old, but it's like, yeah, you remember the 80s. It's like, guess you kind of old, but yeah. Oh, The Breakfast Club. That's another movie that's pretty great. Oh, love that one. Let's see. I don't know what. Any other questions or anything? Oh, am I self-taught on the guitar? Mostly, I'm not very good at playing. I haven't been playing regularly for quite a while, so I'm pretty rusty. My father did try to teach me a little bit when I was a kid, and some of that stuck. You just kind of keep it in the old brain somewhere. Hello. But yeah, I haven't really been picking it up that much, and I would like to. Once I get back on the road, I think I'll probably try to play a little more often. So that might show up in some videos. Hello, good morning. What's your favorite go-to meals when preparing food in your car? I tend to make a lot of rice because it's easy. I did have my one video where I was trying to figure out like seasonings and stuff. My gallbladder had been a bit of a problem, so that's why things were pretty bland for a while there. But now I'm able to eat whatever, so I'm all like, put whatever in there and add different things. Like yeah, the basmati rice with like this different seasonings and chickpeas. Those are pretty delicious. Yeah, I need to figure out some more things that I want to make. Pancakes actually one thing that I like to do. But that's just like the powder stuff, and you add water and you make it, because I like to keep things as simple as possible because I don't want to have to do a lot of cleanup. And if I happen to be where it's like, oh, I don't want to collect a whole bunch of water to wash everything, it's like, let's just keep it simple. But yeah, rice is a huge staple for things that I eat. Oatmeal would be is for breakfast. The microwavable ones, or where you could just add the hot water. That would be a good thing. Granola bars. That's another thing. I like to have granola bars as a snack, or if I'm not feeling very hungry for breakfast, I'll have that. Do I ever get lonely on the road? Yes. There's been times where I have. I'm usually able to stave that off. I go find something to do, or sometimes it'll hit like later in the day, like nighttime. So I'm just like, well, I'm a little bit lonely. I'll, just head to bed a little early or read or something. Yeah, or I just go like, okay, I'm feeling lonely. Like it's okay. Like I can feel lonely and not let myself really feel terrible about it. There have been times where I have, and it has really gotten to me. So I try to prevent myself from getting into that mindset of just like, oh, it sucks, I'm all alone. And it's like, no. It's like, it's okay. You're alone. You feel lonely. Everybody does. And then, I'm able to be okay. And pretzels. Oh yeah. actually, I have pretzel sticks right here, the ones that I like to eat. I grabbed a couple snacks because I thought, oh, maybe I'll feel snacky, and I haven't even touched them. But yes, pretzels. Did you do a lot of traveling growing up? I guess it depends on what you consider as traveling. Some people get to go, go to Europe with their family or go, across the U.S. a whole bunch of times. My mom took me to New York when I was 7 or 8. And that trip, oh man, that made me fall in love with New York City like so much. I had such a great time. That was one of the best trips ever. She also took me to Toronto a lot because we weren't living in Toronto when I was a kid. But yeah, visited there. And my grandparents, they were in like the GTA, the Greater Toronto area. So there was a lot of trips of that. Visit my aunt and cousin. They were down Windsor Way, which is like southwestern Ontario, close to like the southern tip of the country. Where else? My father took me up north past Sudbury up towards Sault Ste. Marie because we had a family reunion when I was a kid. That was a pretty awesome trip. That's when I got to see like the Big Nickel for the first time, and we did a bunch of camping. Saw some bears. That was pretty cool. They were black bears. Let's see. When you're traveling in the car, what do you do in the evening before bed, falling asleep? Depends on when I've decided that I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to bed. I usually scroll on things on my phone, or I'll do crosswords. I'll read. Sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos, or I'll watch a movie I've downloaded. Sometimes I've even just like laid there in the car and just thought for a while. Just go through my thoughts and just think about the things that I've done in the day or what I have to come. I'll have some journals that I try to write in. I don't write like physically as much as I used to. I used to have like notebooks upon notebooks of just every sort of thought from my head and whatever. I use my laptop a lot for that. But yeah, I definitely need to get back into that because that's something that's really good to help with, like if I get lonely or, other things where I'm just like, oh, stuff is kind of going crazy. It's like I can write it down and get it out of my head and help me feel better that way. But that's something I like to do before bed when I do it, because I don't know, nighttime has a different like feel to it. So like the writing comes easier and that sort of thing. So I need to get back into that. Thanks for that question. Have I been to Florida? I have been to Florida actually a couple times. I went on a cruise in 2011 that the Bare Naked Ladies held. They're a Canadian band. If you're not familiar with them, I think a lot of people do know them because they blew up with their one album Stunt. But yeah, they used to do this cruise, and they'd have a whole bunch of bands, and they'd play on the boat. And yeah, it took off from Miami. So I went down there and made a friend, and we shared a cabin with another person who we haven't kept in touch with, which kind of sucks. But at least the two of us stayed in touch. And yeah, she's actually from Florida. So I went to visit her again later that year in 2011, and we got to hang out. And she's come up to Canada, and we've seen each other. It's been a few years. And I'd love to see her. I actually would like to get back down to Florida just so I can see her. If it's too personal, don't answer. But do you have any children? I do not. Thank you for asking if it was too personal. It's not. But yeah, I don't have any kids. It's just not something I wanted to do because I'm like, I love to travel so much, and I like to have like that freedom of just being able to do whatever I want. And I'm selfish that way, so I wouldn't want to have kids and then be like, oh, you got to figure out how to take them. And I'm like, I would want to be all in for them. Like I want to be there for kids, and it's the way I want to live. It doesn't really work that way. There's lots of other reasons, but it's just like, yeah, they don't fit in with how I do things. But it's probably best that way that I don't have them, because then, there's no bad feelings between anybody. um, cool. Uh, yeah. So, anything else anybody wants to know? I'm trying to think if, guess I know, I could touch on, well, because there was, the question asked about, I think it was from Victoria, the, any scary moments in the car. I know that some people have those, and it's like, being a solo female traveler, it's like, oh, how do you keep yourself safe and stuff? I would say, like Walmart parking lots, like pick somewhere that you feel safe, go with your gut, um, well lit, try to research beforehand where you're going to be it a parking lot, side of the street, uh, camping somewhere in the woods. Researching it ahead of time can be really helpful. But yeah, if you do get to a place and you feel like it feels off, there's no shame in leaving, because you want to feel okay. I've watched people here on YouTube that have mentioned where it's like, oh yeah, they've looked it up and everything seemed fine, but then they got to the place and they're like, something doesn't feel right. So they stuck it out a little bit to check it out and see, like, okay, is the vibe going away? And it didn't. And they're like, they moved on, 30 minutes down the road or to, the next town over, and they had a better night there. Might not have had anything happen, but they're just like, nope, my gut's telling me to get out of here. So I would say that sort of thing. Yeah, I thought, maybe touch on that a little bit in case anybody's thinking of that sort of thing. Oh, what are some of your favorite bands? I have a few of them. Mother, they're mainly Canadian bands. I'm huge into Canadian music. Mother's one. The Arkells. The Rural Alberta Advantage. They're really awesome. Mono Whales is a pretty good one. They're relatively new. Who else? There's some ones that aren't together anymore, like the Weaker Thans. They're from Winnipeg, and they make such great music. Tragically Hip, they're one of the biggest bands out of Canada. They've had some really good music. Unfortunately, they're not together anymore, because their lead singer Gord Downey, he died from brain cancer. Grunge bands, Nirvana, yeah, best one, yeah. Huge fan of that. Obviously, if you've seen older videos, I did a trip down to Seattle to see some the Mopop, the Nirvana exhibit there, which I didn't get all the footage that I really wish I had. So if I happen to get out that way again and get to go to the museum again, I would go and get some more. But yeah, that was actually really cool to see. And then taking the trip down to Aberdeen, that was neat. There was actually some stuff I missed. I was just like, shoot. So I have to go back, but I do like the Pacific Northwest, in like the States and Canada quite a bit. It's like the perfect climate for me. I'm a huge fan of rain and gloomy days and whatever. It's just like those kind of days just make me feel alive. Like, I love the rain. It could rain every day and I'd just be the happiest person. So yeah, I definitely want to get back. What do you do in your car when it's raining all day? I don't stay in the car. Sometimes I do, but I like to be out in the rain. I'm like, I'll either just go out in my clothes, like whatever the season happens to be, and just go out in what it is, and no umbrella or anything like that. Like, I like to feel the rain. But if I don't want to be too soaking wet for like later in the day, I will make sure that I put on my raincoat, because I bought a proper one finally in 2021. So I have that, and I bought some rain pants, so I'll put those on, and it keeps me nice and dry. And then, yeah, just go out and experience, the wet, rainy places that I'm in. But if I am hanging out in the car, it'd be like, you know, I can journal or I could watch stuff on my phone or whatnot, and just hang out or go somewhere that like inside, go to the library or, you know, window shop or something. Yes, rain is awesome. If you don't, have you had any thoughts about sticking decals on your car advertising your YouTube channel? I have thought about it, and I'm not sure I want to do that. Like I don't know. It's something to think about. I have thought about making some stickers that it's like I could offer for people to buy or whatever. Or I could do giveaways or that kind of thing. That would be cool. Or I could like slap them on things, because I've seen some people where that, you know, like Van City Van Life, he's slapped some of his stickers on things, and I've come across them in a couple places, and then I do see other people's, and I'm just like, oh, that might be kind of cool, just slap it on something and advertise it that way. But yeah, I might, you know, put something. I guess there's sort of a, do I want to advertise that like this vehicle is somebody who's on YouTube, and you know there might be some issues with that, but like I don't know, I'll give that a thought. Yeah, so anything else anybody wants to know? Sounded like an animal or a bird calling, or somebody's got an alarm going off somewhere. I don't know if anybody could hear it with my audio, but Avocado says hello. I love this thing. And Avocado is so cute. When's my next video coming out? That I'm not sure, because I haven't made one. I've been trying to think of like what I could do, because with being at my friends, there's not the most, we're not doing a whole lot lately. I might do, had mentioned that I might do a like goodbye to my car video, so that might be the next one to come. And that would probably be within the next week. Yeah, I'll probably make a community post about it to let you know that, you know, there's one coming. Yeah. Do you like where you're living now? Where I'm temporarily living? Yes. Because yeah, my friend is awesome. You are my friend, actually. So yes, I am very happy. No, I am incredibly grateful for everything that you and your family have done. Let's see. I've been enjoying your videos on organization and vehicle living setup. Oh yes. Well, when I get into the new vehicle, or the new to me vehicle, I have plans for videos involving that. I'm actually pretty excited about getting into that. It's just, yeah, it's a matter of coming up with the money for buying it and the insurance. That's going to take a little bit of work. But I'm pushing for the 1st of October, but yeah, I'll have like, want to do like videos for like, you know, curtains for the van, and how I'm going to store stuff, and like the bed setup. That's going to be like sleeping on the floor kind of thing, with, you know, mattress toppers and stuff. But I do want to build like a bed frame that I can get myself up and then have storage underneath. And I have idea for like a kitchen kind of thing. But yeah, I'd be making videos for that. And I'm super pumped. It's going to be so exciting. So let's see. Do you ever plan on living in an apartment or house at any point? I don't know. With the way that everything is, the costs, I can't afford to live in a typical like apartment house kind of situation. It's just, it's crazy. I know it's pretty bad everywhere, but like Canada's pretty bad. Like it's really expensive for a single person to live by themselves. And I love the being on the road, being able to just pick up and go whenever I want. Like, as long as I have gas money, there we go. I'm out of here. So like, even before I even tried the whole living out of a vehicle, I was like I talk with my mom and it'd be like, oh, you should buy a house or get property or whatever, and I'm like, if I had the option between a house or a car, I would pick a car because you can go whenever you want. And even if you don't have a house, you could live out of your vehicle. And yeah, that's kind of just what I see doing for the foreseeable future. I would like to, after this vehicle I'm going to be getting, get an even, bigger vehicle, like a bigger van, like to have more, and just, flesh it out and have it be like an actual tiny home on wheels and go with that. Should do a road tour and visit your YouTube fans. That could be interesting. I'm not sure where everybody is, and maybe at some point in the future. I feel like it's pretty like new right now, that it's like, oh, there might be only a few people, but like, who knows? I mean, anything's possible, right? If there were a way to do it, it's like, oh, that'd be cool. So yeah, that could be something in the future for sure. Yeah. Because yeah, it's like there's lots of places that I want to go to, so it's like, who knows? It could be like, oh, hey. Any other questions or anything? Yeah, my brain's just like, whoop. Can't think of anything. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yes, sorry. I need a drink. My throat's a little dry. Iced tea. I'm excited to see the new van tour. Oh yes, that I'm excited to, when I'll be able to do that. It's like those are going to be some fun videos to make, because when I did do my tour of my car, I didn't have as many videos under my belt, so it wasn't quite as good as I think it could have been. But I have more experience now, and having like a van tour will be a lot more, like visually appealing, and just like there will be a lot more to it. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to this new chapter of your YouTube life. So am I. I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. It'll be a new experience, new vehicle, and just it'll offer more than the car. I'm still really sad about my car, but it's a lot easier to deal with and move on from it with knowing what's to come. So I'm like, yeah, super excited. It really is going to be awesome, because yeah, one thing I'm looking forward to is being able to sleep completely flat out. Sleeping in the car has been fine. I do have to sleep on my side and have my legs bent a little bit. Or I can stick them out, because the way I just push the driver's seat up and tilt it forward, and then my legs can fit in between like the door and the seat. It's kind of weird and can be uncomfortable, but yeah, in a van it'll have the bedding and everything and mattress and stuff, and just be able to lay completely straight out. I'm so looking forward to that. It's just like, yes, woo. Let's see, where do you plan on traveling first when you get the new car? Well, I'm probably going to stick around like the GTA area for a while, just to get like the finances built up more, so I have a cushion of that, because I don't want anything to happen like it has, that's gotten me to where I'm at right now. So yeah, I want to get that built up. Uber Eats might be the thing, or some other stuff, and then that I probably won't be able to go too far in the winter. It depends on what winter holds, because sometimes you can get like lots and lots of snow in Southern Ontario, and other times it's like there's hardly anything. So driving with the snow might not be great. I have toyed with the idea of going down east, because because I have a friend that I was supposed to go see last summer. I didn't get to because it just didn't work out. But I would love to see her because it's been a while since we've seen each other. And I have a couple other people I think I know down there that would be nice to see. So maybe that might be a spot, but that might not be till the spring. Um, I've enjoyed the car experience. Been thinking of going in my current car, but the van would be so much room. Yes, yeah, that's one thing with. I'm perfectly fine doing it in a car. Like it doesn't really bother me, but having a van, there's things that will be much easier because of more room. Like cooking, for instance. Like I know you're not supposed to really cook inside, but with a van, like you have doors that you can open and like there's airflow and everything, and you have more stability because there's like the open floor space that you can have something solid, and then you can have your stove and you can cook on that. And that'll be nice for when it's like colder, or like, oh, if it's raining or something, it's harder to cook outside because then the rain, and it's, yeah. So like that'll be good. And just like kind of like if I want to have a sponge bath or something, that's much easier to do in a van because there's more room to move around rather than in a car where it's like, okay, this is awkward. So yeah, and then just storage, for instance, like that's going to be so much better because yeah, my video that I did do of like trying to organize my car, the reason why it was just like an absolute like explosion of stuff is because having to travel across, staying with a friend and her family, and then family, and crossing the border because I drove through the U.S. to get out to BC last year. They they didn't have to they didn't have to search my car when I went across, but I had to move things around, and it was just things got all messy, and it wasn't the best organization, and I think one of my containers broke, and I was just it went everywhere. But yeah, with the van, it'll be like I have plans for like, okay, this is how I'm going to store stuff, and I'm going to get some new bins, and it'll be awesome, and I'll have videos for that. So it's like that's something I'm really looking forward to doing. Do I watch a lot of TV shows? I don't watch as much TV as I used to. I used to watch a lot of TV. I watch YouTube channels, and then if I do watch TV, it tends to be like older stuff. I've been on a CSI kick right now, the original Las Vegas one. That's been kind of cool. Frasier is another show I've been watching a bunch of. I'll watch stuff on Netflix. I haven't been watching Netflix very much lately, but Stranger Things is one of the ones I've watched and really enjoyed. The Circle, which is a reality show, that one has been pretty entertaining. The one that they have on Netflix, but there's also the British one, the UK. They had was it 2 series or 3 of them, or seasons? They were pretty good. I really enjoyed that. Fraser's, yeah, I saw that actually. Fraser's starting up again. I'm interested to check that out because I'm curious what they're going to do. I know that Niles won't be returning, and I think Daphne's not. And John Mahoney played their dad. I think he's no longer with us, so he obviously won't be in the show. But I think it would be neat to see what they do, because sometimes, bringing back like older characters, but in a new show, it can be neat. I actually had wanted to check out Night Court because they redid that, or not redid it, but it's in like a new version of it. I wanted to check it out, but since I don't have cable and my friend's family, they don't have it, I haven't gotten around to watching it. I'm sure I could find it some. My friend's family, they don't have it. I haven't gotten around to watching it. I'm sure I could find it somewhere to stream. But yeah, Night Court, I used to watch that with my mom, the original one back in the 80s and 90s. That show was, oh man, I love that show so much. But I'd be interested to see what they're going to do with that, or what they've done with it. But yeah, I'll be checking out Frasier. Oh man, there's so many shows that I could think of like from a while ago, but like newer ones, I don't really know. What was it? There's Stranger Things, and there was another show I thought that I was watching. Oh, there's a cartoon on Netflix, a Gretzko. It's like a Sanrio character. That that was pretty awesome. I think there was a season. I haven't seen it yet. Love the movie Into the Wild. Ever watched that? I have not seen that one. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one. Probably should. Yeah, I guess I need to be watching that one. I'll have to check it out. Made me think. Oh, what's that one? Reese Witherspoon played the main character. She did the Pacific Crest Trail or Coast Trail. Kind of makes me want to do like a big long through hike. I can't think of what the movie's called. I think it's based on a book by Cheryl Strayed, is it? But yeah, I'll check out Into the Wild. I need to see that. Yeah. Oh, geez. This has been going for about an hour. Yeah, I think maybe we should wrap it up. Unless there's any other questions that anybody wants to get in. And if not, we might want to say goodbye. Maybe avocado. Goodbye. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. This was fun, especially for my first live stream. I was nervous about doing it, but it's been good. It's been nice to get to talk with all of you. And oh, I'm glad that you had fun. That's really awesome. It was nice to get to talk with all of you and answer some of your questions. You be safe as well. Thank you, and thank you for tuning in and asking all the questions. Yeah, I'll thank you. I'll definitely keep the videos coming. Yeah, no problem, Chuck. Thanks for tuning in and asking your questions. And yeah, I'll do another live stream at some point. It'll probably be a little bit further down the road. But yeah, I'll making another video and make a community post about it. And then yeah, keep the videos coming. But yeah, thank you again. And everybody take care, stay adventurous, and yeah, I'll see you in a video. Bye.